Angie, better known as Moi Sierra, and today's video is going to be about working in retail. Alright, so let's start off this. Let's see, when was that? 2007. That's when I started working in retail. I was working at Macy's. Macy's was my first job. So, how can I say, like, working in retail, like, it wasn't horrible, it wasn't bad. Like, I got used to learning new things and, like, all about, like, designers and, like, men's wear, women's wear, outerwear, activewear, all that stuff. And then, perfume and upscale stuff like that and all that. But it's a lot. And one thing I say about working in retail, retail will make sure that you're aware of, like, being very anal particular about certain things, because you have to either follow up with someone or you have to make sure that it's done accurately and stuff like that, which can, be quite a drag at times, because you like, I know what to do, I got it. So it's like, so sometimes it can just be a bit much. So I would say that. And I just remember, like, working there at Macy's, like, it was very, like, different, because I was working at the one in the water tower downtown. And I mean, of course, there's like a bunch of other shops inside the water tower, so that made it a little bit more interesting, because I was always spending my money, because this was back in the day, like, I was getting paid every week, so every money I was getting, I was spending. Like, I was always in Westfield, I was always in Charlotte Russe, I was always in Forever 21, I was always buying some shoes, I was always, like, I was spending that money. And remind you, this is 2007, so checks were like, my check was barely $200 every week, and times have changed. I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, I would not know what to do with $100-something check in 2020. I would be ready to scream, jump out the window. I'd be ready to somebody. And I just know, like, back then everything just seemed so like do whatever. But I've been working in retail. Like, at first I was like, okay, this is cute, like, because I was always into fashion and stuff like that. So I mean, being into fashion, it just kind of was like a bonus for me to be working in a retail store, because I've always been into fashion, which that's the good side, and then there's the bad side. But the good side is, like, I wanted to have a fashion label, fashion design company, and all that stuff back then. And I was in school for fashion design as well, so it's like, it made sense for me to be in that type of, like, environment, because it was just very, fast paced, like, just kind of have to be on it, like, gotta but then it's not always about the workplace that makes things complicated. It's more so about the people you work with. And we know this isn't like every work field you work in. So I had a few characters. I had a lot of folks. Like, I don't remember everybody, but I remember some people though. Like, I had people that were cool, were nice, tolerable. I think that's the word, tolerable, or I could tolerate, or it was tolerating me, either way, because I'm sure, like, back then, 2007, and me, like, finding myself and being androgynous or whatever, like, back then, baby, it was a lot. But yeah, it's like, it's always the people. Like, I had some very good people who taught me very specific things when I was working there, which I enjoy. Like, I'm glad they taught me that, because it's something I've carried with me through my work journey, thus far, or what have you, because it's made me want to always focus on those points. Like, by working in retail, like, you want to focus on those points so you can do well and remember stuff and do good or whatever. But working in retail and dealing with people, it can be a lot, because you have a lot of customers who want you to bend over backwards, literally, jump out a window, then jump in a ring of fire, just to make sure that they're happy. And the art of that is that I've learned is to, because I believe in good customer service, because I don't win a lot of stores my damn self, and I've experienced a lot of bad customer service or not so excellent customer service, which has, made me not want to go back there, or has made me feel some type of way about the service or just the company in general, because it's like once you start running into that a lot, you just be like, maybe I need to find somewhere else to go. Maybe I need to find somewhere that's more better than this place, so I can feel more comfortable going into it. But yeah, working at Macy's, like I said, it was good and it was bad, only because when you don't have people who are rooting, but that's in any workplace, but I'm gonna get to that. But I just think specifically there were a lot of people who didn't understand me, and when people don't understand you, they don't have your best interest. And I don't want to make this about like, oh my god, like, woe is me, the little gay boy, da 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 da. Like, I don't want to make it about that, but I hate to play it down. I'm not gonna play it down either. It does play a big factor in working in retail, because since I wasn't working at a makeup counter, they want you to either like look very, I guess, standard, average looking male, or you have to be, either trans, going into whatever, and or looking very like I said, you have to, if I was looking like this, I have to be working at a makeup counter. I have to be somewhere more feminine. And since I kind of I worked in the men's department or whatever, so working in the men's department, like it was a lot. Like seeing someone like me, even though it just wasn't men that were coming in there, but still, it's like us a men's area, so a lot of men are shopping for underwear or socks. And then it was just the men's area around it, so it was like very specific things, catering to men, and then looking at me and they're like, oh Lord, here we go, here's the gay guy or whatever, telling me what's this and that. And I mean, it's good and bad, because some men, they, truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, men like to know when another man thinks something looks good on them. Even though they won't admit it, they do like that, whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever. And right, I think they always used to kind of be like, oh, here we go, another day, or what have you. So then, moving on from working there, I was working at Bloomingdale's. And Bloomingdale's, I was working, I was working in men's denim. Boom, men's denim. And I was only there seasonally, but I consider it because I was working there. It's kind of like under the same umbrella as Macy's anyway. But I remember working there, and I mean, it was nice. I think it was a little bit better than, this was what, 2010 at the time. So this was a little better than it was working at Macy's, a few years back, because times have changed just a tad bit, just a little bit. But I just think it's like working in retail is like, it's very specific. Like you have, the women, the men, and there doesn't leave too much room or gray area for people like me. And what I mean is someone that looks like me, not gay men or what have you, but someone who looks and identifies like me, because like I said, it's like I'm still at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to how people want to look at me, because they don't know if they're gonna say Miss or Mr. or he, she, or whatever. So it's like, by that, it creates that question mark, in their head, of them thinking like, how can I address this person without feeling like I'm kind of being rude? But some people, they don't care. They like to be rude because it's just something that they did. And I mean, that experience, it was better. It was okay. And I mean, it was nice. I also learned a few things there. Not a lot, though, because like I said, I wasn't there a long, long time, but I was there seasonally, which was enough time for me to get, like, the gist of everything. But, okay. Working for Walmart. So, I was working for Walmart for 6 years. That was obviously the longest job I ever had, what have you. And working at Walmart, I mean, it was fun. I had a lot of good days. I had a lot of bad days. I had a lot of dark days. I had days where I just didn't know, why am I here? Why am I here? So it's like I had a lot of days there, but working there the longest, I think, really strengthening my retail experience, because it was more like merchandising. Like in Macy's and Bloomingdale's, you really wasn't like changing stuff around and stuff like that. But at Walmart, like I was a department manager, I was a customer service manager, and then obviously I was just a regular floor associate or whatever. And like we had to do so much. Like you had to like make sure the fitting room, all right, price changes and marks up, markdowns, like the full nine. Now, the other retail places, I didn't have to do all that because they had someone specifically for those roles. But by me working at Walmart, like I pretty much kind of had to just kind of like get used to doing a lot more, because it's like they had people do stuff, but then they was trying to train us to be more involved with everything that we're doing, like knowing how many on hands and stuff like that we have, and making sure that we're aware of like the procedures, like when something isn't in the system, how to put it in the system, like all the little like behind the scenes stuff, which was good, you know, because when you know how to work the system, it makes working easier or what have you when you're working in retail, because things change like this. They'll have this is, and then boom, just like that out, because a lot of things with retail are very much like, you know, what's in, what's hot is like very trendy or whatever. So it's like when it's like that, you gotta kind of adapt really quickly, boom, because everything kind of changes with season. Like I think it was 4 seasons, so it'd be like S1, S2, S3, S4, something like that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, and being there, like I gained a lot of good friends, associates, or whatever you want to call them. Like I got a lot from them or whatever. It's a lot of them I still keep in touch with and stuff like that, and communicate with and all that, which is good. I would just say a lot of the bad part was just, like I said, it's just all about the people you work with and them not wanting to see you succeed. And if they not working with you, they're working against you. Like people that I thought had my best interest didn't have my best interest. So I felt like I found out they were saying things behind my back, and it created a place in my mind. I'm like, damn, like we talking every day. You telling me how much of a good job I'm doing, this, that, and the third, boom, boom, da, 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 and then turn around like you're instigating something. Remind you, I'm working with women who are like in their early 40s, mid 40s, 50s, late 50s, almost 60s. And they're sitting around here acting like, you know, little kids or whatever. And then it's like, girl, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you creating all this drama in the workplace? And then, you know, like when you're working in the hood or you're working around a bunch of black folks, it's just like, it's always got to be a scene. Like, it's always got to be a show. It always got to be that tension, that tenseness. And it's like, why? Like, we all here trying to do the same thing, which is get our money, do whatever we need to do, either find something else that's better for whatever we looking for or something like that. It's like, why try to create all this, drama for no reason? It's like, what's your purpose? Like, you know, what's tea? Like, what are you doing? Excuse me. And I just know it used to bother me very early on, like my first, my second, and my third year, I think, or fourth year, third or fourth year, something like that. Like, I just remember those times. I'm very particular. Like, I hated it. Like, I liked it going to work. I liked it doing what I did because I like the retail experience. Like, that's all I've known. So it's like I was used to doing it. I was accustomed to doing it. But the issue I had was just as usual. Like I said, in every workplace, it's like it's the people that you're dealing with. It's the people that are trying to make it more difficult than it has to be, because they're bitter, they're mad, they're looking at their lives like, where did the time go? And they don't know how to cope with that on their own. So they rather take it out on you and make their issue your issue. And I just know those years were like the worst. Like my 5th and my 6th year, they were much better. They were a little rough, but they but they were much better. I would say it made me really want to really step up as being a leader more, because early on, like I didn't want to become. I mean, when I was started working there, I didn't want to become a leader because I was more concerned about how people gonna look at me, and like would they really see me in a leadership role? Could they take me serious? Would they think that I would, be hard, or not hard, but just like disciplined enough to discipline others if need be and stuff like that. Like I think they used to um think less than, but then I just got tired of that, and I was just like, no, like I can do it, so I'm gonna do it. And I should have waited as long as I did. I should have just kind of like kept my head down, focused on it, and then move it up. But I'm always one of those people, like I want to learn mostly everything before I just go jumping in and doing something, because a lot of people do that. They'll just jump head in and do things or what have you. And when they do that, like you have a lot of people looking at them like, they gave you the position, you don't even know what to do, you don't know how to do this, and because a lot of people don't want to help you. They like to see other people fail, and it's sad that people like to do that, but they do. It's the real world, and definitely our own people. It's always our own people who tear each other down and make it seem like it's so difficult to help others. And me, I'm like this. I will help you day by day. I want to shake the camera, but I will help you day by day to the bitter end. I want you to know everything just as much as I know it, just so you can be just as good or even better than me when it comes to dealing with a situation or something like that. Because I think that's important. That plays a key part in your success, just as well as my success, because I have allowed my capability and my knowledge, my skills to help enhance yours, so you can be just as strong or better than me. But a lot of people don't have that mentality. A lot of them, they like to, try to diminish your role, diminish your strengths, diminish anything and everything that you are in knowledge of, because they don't want to see you ahead of them. They don't want to see you succeed. Like I've always been like that. Anybody who has left something from whatever, like that I was working in, like the girls that I was working with, the ones that did leave, they found something better. I'm congratulating them, because what am I hating on them for? Like that's something they wanted to do, that's something they did, that's something they strive for. So what am I making that my issue to be looking at them like, oh, okay, girl, like congratulate people, see them succeed, because ain't nothing to me. I don't know. It's just like me. I've always been like that. Like I like to see other people happy. So it's like since I like to see other people happy, it's like it makes me happy to see people doing what they want to do, strive for, because I want people to do the same thing for me. Like if I'm succeeding and striving hard and doing something, and I like to feel congratulated, just like you should feel capable of congratulating somebody else. It shouldn't be any bad blood or any issues and all that crazy stuff, because it's like, for what? Like, why are you doing all that? And I just know working in retail, that comes with the package. It comes with the territory. Like nobody feel like they don't want that territory, they don't want whatever yada 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 taken away from them. But it's like, how can I say this? If you're doing your part and you're doing your role and you're doing what you got to do, you don't have to worry about nobody taking nothing that is yours, because you got it. Like it's there's no issue, there's no nothing, there's no malice, it's none of that. And I just think we live in a world, people feel like they have to, it's a dog eat dog world, which is true, but at the same time, it's like you don't have to put all that into places where it don't need to be. And that's the problem a lot of people have. They put all that unnecessary tension and bad work ethic in places where it don't need to be. And that's something that I just make sure I strive not to do, because like I said, I like to see people succeed, but don't allow your success of you succeeding to become a downfall, and people have a way of doing that too. So I just wanted to make this video and talk about my retail experience, because I'm sure a lot of us work in retail, have worked in retail. We know how it is. We know how it is trying to please customers. Like, I have gotten disrespected on so many levels. It don't make any sense. But um I'll say, like, I think the key thing for me is just remembering my purpose. If you know your purpose and like what does that look like, better yet, not what is, but what does that look like? What does your purpose look like? Your purpose looks like what you shouldn't allow others to make, like the way people perceive me to become my purpose. That's not my purpose. That's their purpose. My purpose is to know who I am and know what I'm doing and know what I'm expecting out of myself to do. And as long as I know that, I'll be fine. And it's carried me this far along, healthy, well, striving to be rich. And success, like, that's what it means to me. Like, don't just that mess, like, no, don't allow that to become people's purpose, to become your purpose. And that's like the biggest key or advice I could give anybody. Like, allow your success to be something that you're able to grow from, and allow that to like be a stepping stone, because that's what my retail experience have been, stepping stones to strengthen my character as a human, as a person, to strengthen how I maneuver when it comes to challenging situations in my own life or my next venture or whatever the case may be. Like, that's what that does for me, because if I don't, then I wasted all that time allowing people's, well, my work ethic, not people, but my work ethic, to become something that is not tangible for me to profit off of in the real world. So that's it. That's all I have to say about my retail experience and all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned. Like I said, I'm trying to get into a place of making more consistent content for you guys and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And thank you guys. Bye.